My Business 2012, our sessions with the CEOs. Today we're featuring Mr. Mike Nyineku, CEO of Beige Capital. We're talking about ways by which you can continue to make your business or enterprise attractive for financing even after you start up. We'll get to know who our mentees are, and I'll start from my immediate right. Yes, Kezia.
Hello, my name is Kezia Meningeje, CEO of Tidier Services. We make liquid soaps and detergents.
My name is Ni Dakotu. My company is Austin Duck Limited. We are into building maintenance and management.
My name is Cephas Tokono. I represent an organization called the Positive Ideas International Foundation. We are into advocacy, empowerment, and training persons with disability to live beyond their challenge. Thank you.
My name is Georgina Piamponsa from D&G Cake and Food Network. We are into cake decorating, sugar craft, and pastry making.
My name is Bedi Aban, CEO of Zenith Automobile Company Limited. We are into car brokerage.
Good morning. My name is Nokplim Anyantroga, CEO of JNDC Productions. We are into TV reality shows and theater arts. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Stephen Oseyao. I'm from Quality Courier Service. We do deliveries from letters to shopping and anything deliverable. Thank you.
My name is Elolo Avisa. I represent Locate Plus. We provide tracking and fleet management solutions.
Yeah, my name is Latewa Keme of UPF Company Limited, an agro-processing company specializing in organic foods, especially pure honey.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Gameli Nodo of Sunny Smiles Dental Center. We are in the business of providing good and aesthetic oral health care through family dentistry, specialist dentistry, and cosmetic dentistry. Thank you.
Okay, so we now have a fair idea of the mentees we have for this year's My Business 2012 project. I'll now hand over to Mr. Mike Nyineku. He has a lot to tell us. I won't attempt to take the wind out of the sail. Mike, over to you.
Thank you. Good morning. That's a broad range of businesses we have here. Congratulations for starting. I would say having come this far is evidence that you're willing to succeed. And execution, I believe, is one of the keys for success. We have a business now. Now let's see how we take our businesses to the next level by attracting capital. I'd like to address this from 4 areas. First of all, we need to talk about the business itself. Then we talk about the business procedures, our people, and then yourselves. Packaging the business, standard business procedures, your people, and then yourself. Now let's look at your business. You need a structure for your business. The kind of structure
I told you have to speak up a bit.
The kind of structure you would have for your business would vary from business to business. It would also vary from the kind of services that you're offering. If you have a business that depends on you alone and for which you have no staff, you need to have simple structures such as records where you keep things. You need files for documentation that you're generating for your businesses. But if you're hiring people, say you have 5, 6 people, then you need a structure for the business. You have a simple organizational structure. We need to know who reports to who and who does what at the office. It should be very simple. Now, it becomes very complicated when you're working with high-profile graduate people. At that level, you need to have organized the business such that everybody knows who they are reporting to and what their specific job descriptions are. Then it comes to internal processes. Again, if you're working with lots of people, there needs to be a structure, an agreed way of doing things. When do people go on leave? At what times do they come to work? What do they do when they come to work? Do they sign in? Do they sign out when they're going out of work? Who uses the company car if there's any? Who is responsible for buying petrol? Who's responsible for cleaning the offices? Simple structures that are communicated to everyone who is a part of the business. Then the third thing, give that business an identity. Give your business an identity. And that's part of branding. Do you have a color for the business? Do you have stationery? Your business premises is physical evidence of the kind of business you're running. If you're into courier services and I walk into your offices, what do I see? Do I see the options available to me for courier services? Do I see a display rack somewhere advising me on what to do and who to contact at what times? What is the physical evidence that you're giving your potential clients about your business? Financials, both historical and projections. You want to attract capital. Yes, you do. The people that want to invest in your business, be they your bankers, be they equity partners, are interested in what your historical financial performance is and what your future projections are. That's the only evidence they can rely on in making conclusive decisions about whether to invest in your business or not. How do you document these? Do you have a cash book? A simple system of recording inflows and outflows out of your business. Why don't you engage the services of an accountant, even if it is on part-time? So this person can give you accurate reporting of the ins and outs of your business. Your business needs a structure. That's what I mean. If you have a car, are you branding your vehicle? You could choose any form of branding. Very light branding, just put the inscriptions of your business by the car, or very loud branding. That's a matter of choice. The point is, you need to be organized with your business, because that's the evidence that anyone that wants to deal with you can have at first sight. Beyond this, we need to also move into the various business processes. Register with the tax authorities. Every business requires a tax identification number. That's evidence that you're serious. Register with the trade associations that are in the kind of industry that you find yourself. Be noticed. Attend meetings of these trade associations. Get yourself registered with the municipal authority in the area that you're operating. It is part of business. Are you VAT registered? It is part of business. Remember, all of these add up to the credibility that your business is building over time. Do you have a letterhead? Do you have call cards? Do you have a website? In present times, they cost very little to do, and it is an essential cost of doing business. Do you have a company profile? What do you have to show? What would you leave with someone as evidence of the existence of your business? Think about it. Your profile does not need to be a glossy document. It can be just on a flyer. It's a profile. It's a good way to start. What kind of records are you keeping of business events that you're holding? When you have meetings with your bankers, do you take notes? When you have meetings with potential business partners, do you keep records of that? Do you communicate with them after those meetings so everyone is on the same page on what transpired at the meetings? They are all essential business processes. So we have given our businesses a structure. We are observing essential business processes. Now let's look at our people, the people that we work with. Especially for startups, you may have maybe 2 staff or maximum 20 staff, depending on how you started. You need to keep a family spirit in the business. Because believe me, at that stage, even the people you have hired do not have faith sometimes in the business. Keep everyone involved in the business. Have an arrangement where everyone in the company is willing to be a part of the company's direction. Everyone must see the successes and the failures of the business, because it becomes a good learning grounds for all of you for the future. And I would say delegate, but minimally. This is a strong conviction that I have. Delegate, but minimally. Why do I say this? As a startup, you, the founder, is the heart and soul of the business. You need to be a part of the business from beginning to end sometimes. And there are things, decisions that require a lot of discretion. And sometimes the kind of discretion that you exercise would make or break the future of the business. At this stage, delegate, but minimally. Be involved in every process of the business, because it is at this stage that you're setting the foundations and the procedures that would make your business successful or not. Do not leave that to chance. We have packaged the business. That's the first phase. We have identified the procedures we want to observe in business management. We've worked on our people. Then finally, we need to work on us. Remember, you are an extension of your business. It's very simple. You are an extension of your business. Package yourself. Educate and grow yourself in your business. Whatever you need to know about your business, find it and learn about it. Industry strengths, anything relating to your business, you can find it on the internet. Learn about your business. Now market yourself. Remember, you are an extension of your business, and people would relate to you based on the impressions they form about you at first sight. Market yourself. When I started Beige Capital in 2008, at a point, I chose to drive a company vehicle. I was driving a Kia Picanto, branded Kia Picanto, because I wanted to be seen and identified with the business. And I even took a bolder decision. I bought a Beetle at a point and branded it Beige Capital. It was a daring decision to take, because I stood the risk of having people consider me as a not serious person, because how could you be driving a Beetle if you're selling financial services? You're expected to be conservative in appearance. But then I had to make a decision. Yes, conservative, but I wanted to be noticed, because I wanted attention for my business. So I chose a Beetle, but that's personal. Market yourself. How are you positioning yourself? Live and represent your business everywhere you go. You cannot disassociate yourself from your courier service company anywhere you go, because at any point in time, you're telling people to transact business with you. You're telling people to come and work in your medical service firm. You're telling people to come and work in your automobile service company. Represent your business everywhere you go. And start networking, but look out for the persons that you would want to associate with and network towards them. Look out for the people that have influence in the industry that you're operating in, people that have the capacity to give your business a bigger stage. Look out for them and start networking towards those people. When I say networking towards those people, I mean those people are friends. They definitely have some acquaintances that you may have relationships or some links with, however remote. Network towards these people. Keep shopping, and knocking. Go to every finance institution you can find and keep asking. Everywhere you go, make sure you have your pack available with you. Your business structure, your corporate profile, any information relating to your business should be handy like that. And prepare yourself to make that 5-minute pitch. In 5 minutes, can you call my attention? In 5 minutes. Prepare yourself for that. Have all evidence of your business with you at any time and prepare yourself for that 5-minute pitch, because you never know when it will happen. It could happen in traffic, it could happen at the mall, it could happen at the football stadium. Anywhere, prepare yourself to make that 5-minute pitch that would make a person of influence decide to have a second meeting with you. And above all, remember, capital has a price. Factor the price of capital in your financial planning. Especially at startup, capital is never going to come easy. Factor it in your financial planning. And keep going. Thank you.
Well said. I'm sure there are lots of thoughts running through our heads right now. So what we'll do is we'll take a brief break to allow you to organize your questions. When we return, we'll take those questions and we'll get responses from Mr. Mike Nyineku. This is My Business 2012. We're live on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. We're also live on radio on Joy FM. My Business 2012 is a partnership between Joy Business and the MTN Ghana Foundation. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the MTN Ghana Foundation. They are celebrating 5 years of sustainable corporate social interventions. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is My Business 2012, our sessions with the CEOs. Today we're featuring Mr. Mike Nyeneku. He's the CEO of Beige Capital. We've been learning from him what you need to do as a startup to ensure that you continue to attract financing or to attract capital. Now we're taking questions from our mentees or our young entrepreneurs, and we'll start off perhaps with Bidi. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Bedi Aban, CEO of Zenith Automobile Company Limited. So you're talking about attracting capital, and my question over here is that personally, I had an encounter with a guy who was interested in my business, okay, and then he wanted to put in capital, okay. I trusted in my instinct, and then looking at things beyond me, I was like, okay, let me consider him. But I've gotten to a stage whereby I have this issue. My capital in the business is not that heavy, but I'm looking at him bringing a whole chunk of capital. The issue is that if he comes in, how am I going to control him? Because it's my baby, okay, and it's kind of, he's come to partner me. So how am I going to calm him down? That is my question.
Okay, if I get you clearly, so that you don't whittle down your influence in the business.
Yes.
Okay.
That's dicey. You see, how much influence you can have over the business largely depends on the strength of your contributions in the business. If this person is coming into your business, obviously with bigger capital than you put in, then on the face of it, he has bigger influence on the business. The point is, where do you want your business? Would you want to have a part of a big business or a big part of a small business? What is your direction? Where are you going? Do you just want to have that emotional feeling that I own the business, however small it is, or I own a part of this big business? Besides, when you're going into equity partnerships, you would have arrangements with whoever your partner is on who is responsible for control and what limits there are to the options available to both of you. So it's important that you put all of these straight, but look at the bigger picture. Where do you want the business to be? Do you want it just to be yours and that's it? And it's just a very tiny thing in the bigger scheme of things. You need to answer that yourself.
Okay, we'll take our very next question.
Yeah, my name is Late Wakeme of UPF Company Limited. I'm glad you talk about keep knocking, keep shopping, and then we should not give up. The problem we have in this country is that major of us, especially sitting here, are innovators. We have new products, especially me, for example. My company has a product that has never been in African market before. We are the only company who have honey in sachet and honey in cubes. But the problem in financing is that when you go to the financial houses, because of the trend of businesses, because they have never seen anything of this nature before, they doubt whether this business will succeed or not. Meanwhile, the company needs money to start up or money to continue. What would be your advice as far as an innovative idea, a newborn idea of this nature is concerned, and how are the approaches, what are the approaches that we need to put in place in terms of seeking for financial help, because it's actually weighing us down when it comes to seeking for that help. Thank you.
It's good to know you have an innovative idea and that you think that most people here come with new things. I think the challenge here is knowledge about who to go to. Over the time, I have seen that lots of us think that finance institutions, especially banks, finance startups. Banks don't finance startups. And I would want to repeat, banks do not finance startups. Now, where do you find the money to finance your startup? First of all, you start from around you. You have savings. You're probably doing something that is earning you a certain amount of income. You first are the source of your capital. The next source of your capital is family and friends. They are the people who trust you. They have relationships with you and they can vouch for you because they have your history. Beyond them are private equity companies. Private equity is that kind of capital that does not fear risk. That kind of capital that is sitting somewhere, it is normally contributed by high net worth individuals into a pot, and you have private equity companies that manage these funds. They are willing to invest in startups. But banks are not necessarily interested in startups. The reason is that banks only have short-term capital to play with at any time. And banks are financial intermediaries for persons that require their liquidity on demand. So when you have your money at the bank and you want to be able to write a check on your funds tomorrow, the bank cannot play with your funds and lend it out for a startup. So first of all, you may be looking at the wrong place for your capital. Look for equity, private equity companies. No longer ago, there's an investor network, an angel investor network that has been set up in Ghana. Have you contacted them? You're not searching. Shop. Keep shopping. Keep asking the right people. Now you have the opportunity of this new information. So next time, do not go to the bank. Look for private equity people if you have exhausted your own sources and that of family and friends.
Okay, so we'll take our next question. Straight to the point, very short.
Hello. Yes, my name is Stephen Osaya from Quality Courier Service. My question is twofold. One, about the capital. If you have a business, you started your business, you've grown it to some level. Let's say you started with 1,000, you've reached 20,000. Somebody is bringing 1 million Ghana cedis. The person is definitely going to take greater part of the whole business. Mm-hmm. But then, with the sweat that you put in to reach that 20,000, the person will not calculate that. How do you go about that? Because what the person will do is work the math, do business with you, and give you a certain percentage of the whole amount. So how do you, the sweat that you put in, how do you recoup that back? Because something that you've already put in. The second question is about delegate minimally. Mm-hmm. QCS, what I do is every first business, I do it on my own. Then the subsequent ones, I'll delegate them. But what happens is that the subsequent ones, people prefer to deal with you instead of your other people. So how do you go around that one as well? Thank you.
Okay, every business has a value. That's why I recommended that you engage the services of a professional accountant. Your balance sheet will show your net assets, but your net assets are not necessarily the value of your business. So before you engage into an equity partnership arrangement with anyone, put a value on your business. That value is determined by your historical financial performance and your future projections, all combined together. So if, for instance, your business started with 10,000 cedis and your net assets are now 20,000 cedis, the value of that 20,000 cedis in the future could be about 100,000. So as you're going into that partnership with that person that is bringing, say, $1 million, it means that person is bringing $1 million to partner your 20,000, which is now 100,000. Do you understand it? So your professional accountant, who should be a consultant to you if you can't afford him full-time, would work out the numbers very well for you, so you see that your net book value has also generated some goodwill because of the historical performance you've put in and your sweat equity. So that will be considered, and then the person's money that they're bringing in factored onto that, and a reasonable percentage is given you, which will definitely take account of your goodwill. Do you understand? Now, number 2 is on delegating minimally. Yes, your future clients want to continue dealing with you because of the first experience they had. Transition your new staff into it. On the next engagement, go with another member of your staff. Get the client to see that the first time I came alone, the second time I'm coming with Vida. Next engagement, I'm coming with Vida. He or she begins to build confidence in Vida because she sees that Vida can come and represent you. On the third engagement, Vida can go alone. It's a process. You need to transition your client into seeing that there are other persons that can phase out for the business. But you need to put those people in phases gradually as you engage with your clients.
Okay, we have just about enough time for one quick question. Yes, Nokli.
Okay. My name is Nokli, CEO of JNEC Productions. I have two quick questions. How you said you should be involved in every process of the business. How do you do this when you have gotten very competent people and you have delegated them to do the tasks? How do you be involved in the process and yet not micromanage them? Because I hear micromanagement is not the very best. And then also you said you're an extension of your business, so you should market yourself. And then how do you also do this without building the brand around yourself?
If you can ask that question again.
How do you market yourself without building the brand around yourself, like on you? Because that way, when you fall or when you do something bad, then the business tends to fall with it. But how do you market yourself and yet still concentrate or make the focus be on the business?
Okay. The first question is about delegating. We throw lots of concepts around, but they don't work at different stages of the business. We're talking about startups. In startups, you can't help but micromanage. Because at startup, you don't even have a firm grasp of your business idea yourself. It's a startup. When a business has matured and is about 20 years, then you can say, I am not going to micromanage you again. But this is a startup. You're in your first year. You are in your second year. You can't help but be a part of the business. No matter how qualified the persons you have engaged are, there are decisions that require discretion. Don't forget, it is your business. And some of these decisions, when they take, would commit the business to other people. If you are not part of it, I am afraid you may not be able to hold yourself responsible when the time comes. So depending on the stage of growth of your business, you'd have to delegate tactfully. Do you understand it? Now, marketing yourself and not being associated with the business. Again, it would also depend on the stage of growth of your business. When I'm buying into a business that is 1 year old, I'm buying into you. Straight. If I'm financing your business, which is just 1 year old, not very mature, I'm looking at you. Who is the person behind the business? What is their track record? Where have they been before? How have they served people that they have engaged with before? I'm buying into you. There are businesses in this country that are over 15 years and you still have the CEO somehow associated with the business. So you cannot be entirely removed from the image that your business has. There has to be some connection somewhere. And especially for a startup, the dichotomy, the divide is very thin.
Okay. Guys, I'm afraid we've run out of time, so we may have to end the questions and answer segment right about now. But we'll still have the opportunity to interact after the TV session is over. Let me say a big thank you to Mr. Mike Nyeneku. Thank you so much for attending upon our invitation.
Thank you.
I'm sure he's given us more than enough to think about and to help us shape our businesses. God willing, tomorrow we'll return with yet another session. We say thank you so much to the MTN Ghana Foundation, celebrating 5 years of sustainable corporate social interventions. We'll be back tomorrow with yet another session. Thank you very much for watching. Have a productive day.